It's the time for business. Nimalo Abajuriafe is here. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hi, Easy. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. I like yours too.
Thank you.
All right, you bring us the news.
Good evening and welcome to business. The Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) has taken its distress action to Cape Coast in the central region. The authority has closed down a shop and a warehouse that had defaulted in the payment of taxes since 2012. Head of Compliance, Enforcement and Debt Management at the Cape Coast Medium Taxpayers Office, William Ampoma, tells Joy Business the authority will embark on a series of such actions in the region to recover all its debts. Richard Kwejonya joined the team on the exercise and has come through with this report.
I need to explain to the president.
So the Ghana Revenue Authority has been very busy today. They've embarked on a distress action. There's a taxpayer, Beatrice Amwa, who has been indebted to the state since 2012 after an audit was conducted at her premises. According to the GRA, this woman has been playing hide and seek with them. According to the Ghana Revenue Authority, in 2014, Beatrice Amwa, the owner of the shops, wrote for cessation of business when she had not settled the audit liability. The cessation deregistration audit was conducted subsequently as required. According to the GRE, efforts and arrangement for her to settle her tax liability of 205,992 Ghana cedis fell on deaf ears. It came to light that she had gone to register new businesses by name Peak Commodities, operated by her two sons, Anamis Enterprise, managed by her daughter, Benibuam, managed by another daughter, and Maystore, operated by herself. Head of Compliance, Enforcement and Debt Management at the Cape Coast Medium Tax Office, William Ampoma, read a charge, made them sign the letter and subsequently closed down the shop and the warehouse.
Act 915 do hereby authorize me to collect and recover the sum of 250,992 Ghana cedis due and owing for taxes and interest and penalties from you, Beatrice Amwa, a tax debtor of the Cape Coast Medium Tax Office. And for the recovery of the sum, I was authorized with the necessary assistance for the police to levy this sum forthwith to distress action together with expenses, costs and charges and of incidental to the execution of this warrant.
Where we are is a warehouse here situated at Peido within the Cape Coast metropolis, and the action has been extended to this place. The place has been closed down, and behind me are GRA officials. Commission is thus advising all defaulting taxpayers to go to their offices to make the necessary arrangement to settle their tax liabilities in order to avoid similar actions. Richard Kwejonya for Joy Business.
Let's get to Ashanti region now, where the Regional Police Command has called for calm after meeting leadership of Guta in the region. The inconclusive meeting has been rescheduled for Monday as shops at Swami Magazine Enclave remain locked. Maxwell Bamfo is the Financial Secretary of Guta in the Ashanti region.
Met him yesterday, but because of the presence of the second lady, the meeting couldn't come on. And we rescheduled it to today. So in the afternoon, this afternoon around 2 p.m., we had a one-on-one chat with him. And it was a very fruitful discussion. All what he said was that they don't want any confrontation between us and the foreigners. So we resolved that issue. The only advice he gave is that we should remain calm while the government is working around the clock to solve our problem for us. This is what transpired at the meeting. Oh, it wasn't something like a violence. There was a misunderstanding over there. So we went with the Swami police commander, ordered his men, and we went with the police. The Guta members went with the police at Swami Magazine, and we resolved the issue. And to put it, we have averted the looming danger which was about to happen. Well, when we went there, what we heard was they thought our men just went to the various shops to lock it. But when we went there, we explained it to them that it wasn't, they did not use their authority to go and lock the shop. It was through Guta, or Guta who mandated them to lock the shop. So after explaining these things to them, calm was restored and we all dispersed.
Well, so later, the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, COP Akwesi Mensah Duku, also spoke after the meeting.
The friction between the Guta and the Nigerian counterparts, at, not only in Kumasi, but I think the countrywide. And just 3 days ago, there was an issue. The OOO standing issue raises ugly head. And as security head, we cannot sit down for such any nasty thing to happen. So we decided moving quickly to restore order at the place. So I decided to call the executive members today and have some a meeting with them. And they've also agreed that they are also ready, they are prepared for us to meet and then resolve the issue once and for all. We couldn't conclude the meeting. We're going to continue on Monday. So on Monday, after everything, we'll let the public know what actually transpired. No, separately, we'll meet them separately. We'll meet Guta, and then we'll meet this Nigerian counterpart also separately. Before we decide to meet the two executives. This is not the first time. It happened last time. It's about 3 or 4 months ago, which I believe is even known to you. That was the style that we adopted, and we were able to resolve the issue. And I believe that by the grace of God and with the support of all, we'll be able to resolve this issue once and for all. It's a security issue, and you know it is involving foreigners. And when it happens like that, it's become an issue.
In other news, all car dealers in the country should, by the end of 2019, own a certificate permitting them to operate within the automobile industry. This is because all car dealers in the country have come under one umbrella as the Automobile Dealers Union of Ghana. General Secretary of the Union, Clifford Ansu, tells Joy Business this directive comes ahead of the implementation of the automobile policy in 2020 to avert cases of fraud and overpricing within the industry.
Now, all the various associations that are selling cars in Ghana here have come under one particular umbrella to form that union to represent like what Guta is also doing. So that's what. Yes. You see, if you position yourself in this manner, you can check your members, those who are coming in and those who are already in. We are even going to give them dealership certificate, and this is what government has also assured us. Within a very shortest possible time, we are going to get all these benefits. Financial benefits are going to come on board. Insurance and all those things are coming on board. If you are a dealer, for example, like you asked, somebody brings in a car or vehicle and he has no money to clear them, we are going to secure, government has secured a better place for us to put those cars there. When you get your money, then you go and clear, you go and pay and then clear. So we are going to relieve the burden from harbour to such areas for people, to feel free. Except maybe you don't want to join the union and then register as a member. But if you don't also register as a member, we are going to deal with those people who are supposedly say they are business without they are not. We shall, have a lot of mechanism to check all those things.
And that's all in business for the first segment. There'll be more business news after 8 p.m. Up next is